Hello friends, Christian here with BrickLifeCrisis. This channel is recommended for adult and teen fans of LEGO. If you are younger than the age of 13, you're welcome to watch, but first, get your parents' permission. Hello friends, Christian here with BrickLifeCrisis again. Today we're taking a look at LEGO Star Wars set number 75300. This is the Imperial TIE Fighter, consisting of 432 pieces, including 3 minifigures. It's recommended for ages 8 and up. So let's go ahead and open it up, build it up, and see what we think. This is the new, less expensive and smaller version of the TIE Fighter. This is, as far as I'm concerned, a welcome change. The previous versions of the TIE Fighters were considerably more money, and not everyone that wanted one could necessarily afford one. They can't necessarily afford this either, but this at $40 is substantially less than the previous $60, $70 versions that we've gotten in the past. All right, here it is, set 75300, the Imperial TIE Fighter. As you can see, we have 3 minifigures and the TIE Fighter itself, along with an extra round of ammunition for the spring-loaded shooter. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the details. So this is the TIE Fighter. It's pretty good. It's smaller than the previous TIE Fighters that we've gotten, other than the Juniors one, and we'll show you those in just a moment. There's some nice greebling here on the side. The wings are built up fairly nicely, with the exception of this. At the back, we can see, I guess, what is supposed to be our twin ion engines, and the spring-loaded shooters down here, which are fairly easy to launch. You just give them a little tap, and they'll shoot across the room. And if you're not careful, you'll never find them again. We have a canopy that opens up both from the top and from the front, to make it nice and easy to put your TIE Fighter pilot in there. There is no printed console or anything like that. You just kind of have to pretend that those red 1x1s, I guess, are the controls. But the figure does fit in there just fine. And there he goes. So we'll take a closer look at the figure in a moment. But overall, I think this is nicely built up. It's narrower and not quite as tall as the solo version and previous versions of the TIE Fighter. But for a play scale version intended for the mass market for children ages 8 and up, I think this is really pretty good. The details are good, and the scale is okay for kids. One glaring problem for me is this right here. It's unfortunate they couldn't make this ball hitch piece in the light gray like this rather than the darker gray, because it really just kind of stands out, and it's, you know, on all 4 corners of the wings. So it's unfortunate. The solo version used a different piece so they could be the same color, and it is a lot less distracting, I think. And for the sake of comparison, that is the most recent Imperial TIE Fighter we got from the Han Solo line, and then this is the Juniors version. So as you can see, they are 3 different scales. So all of them are pretty good in their own right. This one, of course, being the weakest, but it's intended for very young builders, so it's a fairly simple, like this chassis, for example, is basically all one big piece with just some extra stuff on top and the wings attached. This is a more sophisticated build, certainly not as detailed or sophisticated as this one, but still pretty good. So this one, I think, was $60 or $70. It was relatively expensive. This one is $40 at retail. This one, I think, was $30, if I remember correctly. Anyway, I think this is kind of the sweet spot for a toy, for something that is played with by children, not necessarily a collector's piece or a display piece. This is perfect, in my opinion. This is great for someone that's a little bit more of a display person, or, you know, adult fan of Lego, teen fan of Lego, whatever. If you're not the type that is actually literally playing with the toys, then, you know, that is good. But this, I think, just the overall value is really solid in this guy. Alright, the first figure in this set is just a basic Stormtrooper. He comes with a medium blaster, and it's the same Stormtrooper we've seen before with the newer helmet. You can remove that to reveal just a pretty standard Stormtrooper face these days. The print is pretty good quality, and yeah, again, nothing new, but pretty good. This new Stormtrooper helmet, a lot of people don't like it because you can't really turn the head very well because of the way the mandible goes, but I appreciate it because it makes it difficult to see the flesh tone underneath the helmet, which is very distracting to me, so I appreciate it, but it's not for everyone. Next up, we have a new and exclusive figure to this set. This is NIL-8, or Annihilate, haha, get it. Back in the Kenner days, this was known as a Death Star droid, but the Death Star droid from Kenner was in silver. This one, of course, is in black, but it's a really nice print with that metallic sheen to it. Nice head sculpt there, and you got some print on the back as well. The name is kind of goofy, but it's a pretty good figure, I think. And finally, of course, we have a TIE Fighter pilot. These figures are really well done. The detailing on the print of the torso and down onto the waist and legs is very good, and on the helmet it's all very nice. There's Imperial insignia up on the sides. He includes a sidearm, of course. This is my big complaint. That helmet reveals way too much flesh tone underneath. I don't understand why that helmet could not come down further like the Stormtrooper helmet does. It should be very similar to that. But instead they have it go almost halfway up the head. It's just ridiculous. It wouldn't be so bad if this was a balaclava head, where it's all black but just a face revealed. But they put this fleshy head on there, and it just looks stupid. I don't understand why LEGO does that. It's totally lame, totally distracting, and it really irks me. But enough about that. The rest of the figure, other than that, is pretty good. For me, I will bricklink a balaclava head or just a plain black head to put on him, because this, I don't understand it. Other than that, it's a solid figure. So this set retails for $40 here in the US. I picked it up at Costco for $30. So you might check there, you might be able to get a good deal on this set. But even at $40, it's not bad. It's certainly substantially better than the previous versions price-wise. It's not quite as detailed a model, not as large, but it still works out pretty well. The figures are pretty good, and overall, I think this is a pretty good value. This has been Christian with BrickLifeCrisis. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave us a like. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, may the Force be with you. Always.